This is your, as you see here, our customer care layer product is the web-based program, and this is your login screen, and you can log in into your system with your username and the password. And I have created the username and the passwords. By the way, there is someone in the lobby, and let me accept. And I have created your username and the passwords for you, and I will share your credentials after the training, and then you can check the system, you can review the system. And also for the system, we are using some user roles in terms of the authorization. We have the two main user roles. The first one is the super user role. The second one is the call center user role. And there is a differences between these user roles in terms of the authorization. For example, I will log in into the system with my HITIT user, and the HITIT has a high level authorization, which means that when you log in into the system, you will be able to see every items of the departments. You will be able to close the cases directly, and you will be able to update the customer profile. But if you have a call center user role, which is the limited user role, you will not be able to this type of the process. And I will show you their differences during the training. And what is the customer care layer? And the customer care layer is the HITIS product that enables our partners to communicate with the customers through the different ways, and enables our partners to manage all of them in the ticketed format. What I mean with the ticketed format is that every case that is opened by your customers. For example, these cases can be complaints, it can be suggestion, it can be requests, feedback, or whatever. Every complaint or every suggestion, every case opens by your customers gets a unique number, which is tracked through all the life cycle of an item. What I mean with the life cycle of an item, after a case opened by customer or your agent, then it is assigned to departments, and after the department, it is assigned to team member of yours, and also we call it as agent. After that, it gets the process. Maybe you need to forward it to another department, and they can communicate with your customer. And all this type of the stuff and the communications happen in the customer care layer. And by the way, customer care layer is integrated with our loyalty management system, and we have two types of members registered in the CCL. First member type is the loyalty program members, and when an email comes or when an item is opened from a member, which is the part of the loyalty, then we get their data automatically from your loyalty system. We get their loyalty number, we get their flights, and all the loyalty details are registered into the CCL. Here, in this case, you don't have to go to your loyalty team for the basic things. And the other member type is the CCL members who not enrolled in the loyalty program and they're contacting us by you. And also they are referred as CCL members. At the beginning, as I said, we have the different type of the channels, and I want to take some notes so that I can share with you after the training. Let's start with the training notes. The first one is the channels. And we have the web form. We have the direct email sent. And during the training, we will use this test email address provided by you. We have defined this test email address for the test for your weights environment. And the third one is the phone call or site visit. Web form, this is the first part where your customers contact you is the web form. And this is the general part, and I will be showing you the web form. The second one is the you can put your email address for each department that will use the CCL. Again, for the testing purposes, we have only one email address defined on the system, which can receive and send emails. And when we go to live, when we go to production, we need your real email address. The third thing is through or call, phone call or the site visit. And the site visit means it can be an airport visit or your offices and etc. In these cases, items, I mean the feedbacks must be opened by you manually. And when customer use the web form or the direct email, you don't have to open an item manually and their items come to the system automatically. Let's continue with the web form. And this is your web form. And what is the web form? For example, you have your Himalaya airline website, and there will be a button called the Contact Us. And when the customer click on this Contact Us button, they will see a form like this, and they fill out some details here. Why do we encourage our partners to use the web form rather than your department email address? When customers fill out this web form, you can get more information from them rather than the email, because sometimes they don't send the more details in their message and you need to ask them to clarify it. And web form helps you categorize items. As you see here, we have the feedback type, category, and the subject. And also you can get the flight details like the flight number, flight date, departure, arrival, and also you can get the PNR reference number. And in this way, you can collect more information from your customers. So you don't have to go back and forth and ask questions to customers. And you can understand their needs and the request easily rather than by email. And as you see here, the web form consists of the two main parts. The first one is the new message, and the second one is the previous message. Suppose that I'm a customer and I fill out all the mandatory information in the new message area and click on the Save Feedback button. Then the system send us an acknowledge email including like this: thank you for contacting Himalaya Airline, and this is your feedback number. And with this feedback number, and the customers can check the previous items. They can write their feedback number and their email address. When they click on the search feedback button, they can see their item status so that they can understand if their feedback is approved or not, if their feedback rejected or not. They can search and find their items in the previous message area. Let's go back into the new message and do an example. Suppose that I'm a customer and I want to send my feedback about the airport. I can select the relevant feedback type here. And these are the feedback types defined for your airlines as comment, complaint, compliment, and request. And all these definitions are made in the Crane admin site, which I will show you tomorrow. You can add more feedback types and you can extend this list as you wish. For example, I can select the comment feedback type. Now currently category and the subject areas are disabled for me. When I select the feedback type, I can see the categories. Categories are airport service, baggage and carry-on, frequent flyer program, reservation, and the ticketing. When I select the category and then I can select the subject regarding this category, regarding the airport services like the boarding, checking, airport information. Every feedback types have own categories and every categories have on the subject type. You can consider category is the sub of the feedback type and subject is the sub of the category. By the way, all these are the translations. So if you don't want to call it the feedback type, if you don't want to call it a category, or if you don't want to call it a subject, you can change their names with the translation because all of names in here are translatable. Um, right now, I don't know you have a training with the IBE team, but if you not, they will show you and explain how to make a translation through the editor. So you will be able to put here whatever you want, and don't worry about the parts that is writing the here. For example, let's select our category. I can select the baggage and the carry-on, and I can select the subject as a lost baggage and the damaged baggage. And if you notice that once I select the feedback type, category, and the subject, this explanation area is updated. You can think that this explanation area is FAQ. I mean, frequent asked questions, and you can give some useful information to your customers. For example, customers can say that I flew today, but I didn't earn my point. So you can put here the information and you can give them more details. For example, you can say that you can add the information like you need to wait 2 days before opening a claim because there is a period except the points. You can put this kind of the information. And as a customer, when I read this explanation, I can understand that I need to wait 2 days. And with these explanations, customers can find answers to their own questions or the problem they face. So it reduced the number of the items your agents receive every day. I mean, the useful information is to prevent customers from opening a ticket. Currently, you don't have any explanation for the category and the subject. And if you want to give the useful information for your customers for each and the category, and if you want to add an explanation, please inform me. I will help you to add these explanations into your web form. And then in the down part, we have the personal information. The title, first name, surname, and email address are mandatory for me. So you can skip the mobile number and you can add the frequent flyer ID, which means that this is the loyalty ID. If your feedback is related to the loyalty department, you can add your frequent flyer ID into the feedback. Let's select the title. First name, for example, Sıla. Surname is Demir. And this is my valid email address, sila.hts.com. I don't want to add the mobile number and the frequent flyer ID. And if your feedback is related to the particular flight, you can select the yes option and you can add the airline. It will be Himalaya Airlines. Again, this is the translation. So the IB team updated this airline name to Himalaya Airline. And you can add the flight number. You can add the flight dates. And these are the departures and the arrivals defined in the system. And also you can add the PNR reference number by selecting the booking section. And it is mandatory when you select the booking tab. And also suppose that I have a baggage damage. So I want to make a claim regarding my baggage. And then I can give the baggage tag number in the web form. And also we accept the baggage tag number 4 in maximum. And if your feedback is not related to the particular flights, and you can select the no, and then this area will not be seen anymore. And your feedback will be right in this area. For example, this is the test item for the training. And also suppose again, my baggage is the damage and I want to send its image to the airline to prove that. So I can do it by using the choose file section. I can add the image, I can add any documents, I can add any attachments from the choose file section. For example, let's add any attachments. Here, this is our file name. if you want to remove this file from this feedback, you can click on the remove file button. Or if you want to add a new attachment, you can click on this plus button and you can add your attachments. Let's save our feedback. And after saving my feedback, I will receive a default acknowledge email mentioning that thank you for contacting Himalaya Airline and this is your feedback number. And this email will come to my Outlook within 3 or 4 minutes because we have a job on the backside and the system tries to find my email address. So I need to wait a little bit. And until this acknowledge email comes to my Outlook, and I want to show you what happens in the CCL and what you will do as an agent. And this case is created by the customer. The feedback number is 6998. And this will be seen as an item in the CCL. Let's go to the CCL and let's log in with my user. Again, it has the super user role, which is the high level authorization. When you click on the login, and then as you see here, the CCL has two main parts. The first one is the Crane admin, where we define the SLA definitions, spam email definitions, and your template and the signature definitions. The second one is the queue manager, where all items are stored here. And also, we have the refresh reference records, and this button is very important when you add a new definitions. For example, it can be new feedback type, it can be new department, or it can be new subject type. When you add a new definitions in the Crane admin site, or when you update the current definitions in the admin site, please do not forget to click on the refresh reference records. Otherwise, your definitions will not be seen in this drop-down list and also will not be seen in the drop-down list in the CCL. Let's click on the queue manager button. And first, items come to the new item tab and then distributed the available departments and the user by the system. And then our items will be seen in the in progress tab. By the way, I received my acknowledge email. So let's go to our Outlook. Okay. When your customers open a case via the web form, or when the customer send an email to your department email address, this acknowledge email will be sent to your customer's email address. And for example, the mail says that, dear Demir, thank you for message sent on this date. Your tracking number is 6998. And this is our feedback 6998. And we will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a lovely day, Himalaya Airlines. And of course, this acknowledge email content can be updated. You can change this message content. You can add here whatever you want. And all of them are made in the Crane admin site, and I will show you that part. I will show you how to update the template content later. And let's close this email. And then let's go back to our notes. And the second part is the direct email. And this is another way of the communication to CCL. And I will send the direct email to this one, and the wait may be like the 3 or 4 minutes, and then I will be receiving an item on the CCL site. Now I am going to write an email to this email address. Example, let me copy this email address, and the new email will be this address, and the subject, for example, item for training. And we can say that this item has been created via email. And Demir, and then I can send them my email. Okay, It has been sent, and in a couple of the minutes, items will drop to the CCL. And why we don't get the immediately? Because firstly, an email comes to our site. The email application goes and reads all the emails that are sent to the specific department email address. And after that, it tries to figure out for which department it is. And after that, it tries to find an available agent who will work for the item. So it can take some minutes. And because of for all this process, we have a job that runs every 2 or every 3 minutes on the backside. So we have to wait a little bit until it drops to CCL. Let me refresh the tab. And here, our item, our email is here, and the email and the web form items are seen as an item. So you can see the message content by clicking on the view commit message. This item has been created via email. This is the email we send the trader. And also because I have opened a new item, and because I have sent an email to the department email address, and I received this acknowledge email. So until the email comes to my Outlook, let's continue with the CCL again. And firstly, items are collected to the new items tab, and then it will be distributed to available departments and your agent by the system. And I will explain this distribution process. And after this distribution, items will be seen in the in progress tab. And it means that I can start working on it. Maybe you can forward it to another one. You can close this item, for example, or if it is only for the thank you message and etc. We will do this type of the process. I will go through all of them one by one. And let me check my Outlook. Okay, this is the acknowledge email for the email we sent. Again, you can see the item number, and also you can see the this feedback number in the item number column. And let me explain the distribution process. And we have some procedures in the backside, which I want you to understand. Suppose that an item is received through one of these channels. It can be through the web form, or it can be email, and then the system tries to distribute this item. And there are the two ways of the distribution. And I want to take some notes again. The second part is the ways of distribution. The first one is the automatic distribution. Second one is the manual distribution. And what is the automatic distribution and what is the manual distribution? Once the system received an item from the web form or from the email or any channel, then based on the feedback type and the categories we have defined, it matches the department and it assigns directly to departments. And after that, it assigns to the specific agent on the website. So all this type of the process is done automatically, and you don't need to do any manual process. And the second part is the manual distribution. Let me go back. And for example, for this item, maybe you can consider that, okay, this item has been distributed to the call center departments and this user, I mean the SLA user, but this item reviewed by for example, the service improvement unit department and also the test user. So you can select from the list, you can select the department from the list, and you can select your test user, and then you can click on the assign button. The assign successfully message, and then you can see that our department has been updated to as a service improvement, and also agent has been updated as test user. But mostly, this is the manual process, by the way, but mostly we encourage our partners to don't use the manual distribution and use always the automatic distribution. But of course, the manual distribution can be used in that case I have mentioned now. Now, these are the ways of the distribution of the automatic and the manual distribution. I showed you the manual one. I will show you the automatic distribution works. And let me categorize it. This part, and the system tries to figure out the departments. The first one is the based on the subject selected on the web form. Firstly, the system tries to figure out the department to assign. What I mean with the department to assign, let's say you have your departments here, like the service improvement unit, baggage handling unit, and the call center. If the item is open from the web form, it is easiest way for the system to understand to which department it is related to. Let me go back to the web form. For example, if I select the category as baggage and the carry-on, then according to definitions we have made in the Korean admin site, the system can understand from this that this is related to the baggage department. For example, if you say that the frequent flyer program categories for these items will go to the loyalty department, and when the customer select the open item regarding the frequent flyer program, according to the definitions and for this category, this feedback regarding this category will go to the loyalty department. So the system can understand based on the categories we have made the definitions on the backside. And after the system find the available agents based on this feedback type and the categories, it distributes to the agent on that department. And this is one way to assign based on the subject selected on the web form. And the second one is check the email address to which message is sent. The second way from our system to understand, let's say if you have received the case through the email, the system will check the email address to which the message is sent. For example, you can say that you have a baggage department. The department email address will be baggage@himalaya-airline.com. And if the email is sent to baggage@himalaya-airlines.com, the email address, then the system understands that, okay, this is related to the baggage department. For example, you can define the loyalty department email address as ffp@himalaya-airlines.com. And for example, when an email sent to ffp@himalaya-airlines.com, then because it is defined for the loyalty department, then the system understands that this is related to the loyalty department. I mean, the system checks the department email address. Let me add this example. For example, baggage@himalaya-airlines.com, and then it will be distributed to the baggage department. For example, we can say that the FFP for the loyalty, Himalaya-airlines.com, and then when an email sent to this email address, it will go to the loyalty department according to definitions we have made. And then this is the last thing. Based on the words of the message. The third thing is we can put some keywords based on your departments, and you can put some patterns for each department. For example, for the finance department, we can add these keywords. For example, the compensation and the bank and the pay. You can define these patterns for the finance department. And then when an email comes to the system, and if this email includes these keywords mostly, because we have defined these keywords for the finance department, and then the system looks at the keywords within the email content, and this email will be assigned to the finance department as an item. And the system will assign this. And the system looks at the keywords defined for the departments. Normally, if you use the web form, none of these are, 2 and the 3, are not required, because this point 2 and the 3 are mostly from the ones that through the email. So let me move to the B part of the automatic distribution and assign the item to the agent. And we can categorize it. First part, the system figure out the available departments, and then the next step is to find an available agent working in that department to be assigned the item. Let me take an example. I will take the baggage department. What happens next is that now the system checks how many agents are available in the baggage department. Let's say there are the 5 agents are available. And what do I mean with the available agent? The ones that are on vacation, the ones that are duty. And let me add this as a note. First, the system will find the available agent to assign the item. The first one, agents that are on vacation. The other one is agents that are on duty. What I mean with the on vacation and the duty is in the system, we have a place called the on vacation, and I will show you that part tomorrow from our security system. For example, I am working in the baggage department and I will be off this week. So in this case, I don't want to receive the any items in the CCL. So if I selected this checkbox, there's a checkbox called the on vacation, and then I will not receive an item until I remove this checkbox from my user. And if an item comes to the system, items will not be assigned to me. Items will be assigned to any other available agent. So this part will be shown you tomorrow. And the other one that is the agents that are on duty. For example, we can say that SLA works from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And for example, I can add my colleague Burak works from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then you can have, for example, you can have a part-time agents. You can have full-time agents and etc. Let's say I am your agent and the slot works from the 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the Burak is your agent as well. And also he's working from the 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And after the system checks the working times, by the way, these working times are defined in the crane security part as well. What will be happen? If an item comes to in the morning, firstly, the system looks at our working time. Okay, SLA is not working in the morning, so there is another user working in the morning. So item must be assigned to Burak. Let's say an item comes to system at the 4 p.m. The available agent, okay, this item must be assigned to SLA, not Burak, because he's not working in that time. SLA is working at 4 p.m. And another case is that item can be received after 10 p.m. But as you see, there are not available agents whose working time is suitable for this item. In this case, the system will not be do any automatic distribution and wait till the morning, I mean until the 8 a.m. And then this item will be distributed to work. And we have the last part. The last part is check the workload of agents and distribute it to agents with the less workload. Suppose that there are again the 3 agents in the loyalty department, and all of them are the full-time staff, and there is no restrict for their working time. This time the system will looks into the workload of the agents. For instance, let's say the agent 1 has 8 items working on, and the items that are assigned to agents. The agent 2 has 10 items working on, and agent 3 has 5 items working on. What will happen is the system now will check the workload of these agents and find the agent who has the fewer items to working on. Once the CCL is received an item for the loyalty department, then this item first will be assigned to agent 3 because she has fewer items than the others. Because the system always tries to balance the item counts for the agents. Otherwise, it will take more of your time in terms of the completing the items, in terms of the closing the items, and you will have to work more on them. In the meantime, you will have the reports. You will be able to see your agent performance at the end of the week or the month, and as a manager or the admin. And we have a reporting system, and this reporting has a separate screen, and our system will enable you to see each agent has how many items. And according to all these process, items will be assigned to the agents. Last part is the assign the item to the agent. As a summary, once an item is received from the web form or the email, first the system checks the feedback type and the category for the web form item because we are connected to each category to each department on the backside, and then it tries to find the departments based on the definitions. And after the department, it checks if there are agents or not. It checks there are available agents. And if yes, it ignores the on vacation agents and finds the available agents. According to their working time and the workload, items are assigned to them. And these are the workflow, and you will not do anything I mentioned here because all these processes are made by the system automatically. I just wanted to explain how the system works. I just wanted to explain what is the workflow of the system and what is the automatic distribution and the manual distribution. And then if you don't have any questions, we can continue with the CCL part. Let's go to the in progress. On the left hand side, I can see a lot of items here. Some of them are black and some of them are red. And I will tell you what is the meaning of these colors. I can see the departments like here, the service improvement unit, call center, and the baggage department. Why I see this is because I'm a highly privileged user on the system that I log, and I log in with the user. But if you put agent role for some your agents, they will be see only their own departments and their own items. and they will not be able to see the other department's items based on the privilege. You can determine which users will be restricted with the agent role, and tomorrow I will explain the user roles. But I want to show you the differences between the super user and the call user. For example, in the service improvement unit, there is another agent called the test tree, and I have defined the call center user role for this test tree user, and which is the limited user role. Let's log out the system and log in with the test tree user, and then click on the queue manager and go to the in progress tab. Because test three is working in the service improvement unit department, she can only see their department's items. She cannot see the other department's item. This is the first difference between the call center and the super user. And also you can see that the department drop-down list is disabled for me. And also there is no any assign button, which means that the agents who has the call center user role cannot do any manual process, cannot do the assign any item to the another department. And also I can reassign the item, and also I cannot delete this item. I cannot change the item status as deleted. These are the differences between these the two user role. And let's log out the system and again log in with our Hidget user. Go to queue manager and go to the in progress. In the in progress tab, the life cycle of the item has been started here, and as an agent, for example, test agent can start working on this item. And what kind of the information we can see? Firstly, we have the customer ID, and there's a customer ID, and if it starts with the CC, which means that this is the CCL user, and you can see the same information in the upside here in the member information area, and this is the customer ID. And if this customer ID does not start with CC, this means that it is an FF user. I mean the frequent flyer user or the loyalty user. As I said, there can be two customer types. Let's go back to our notes. And the third part is the customer types. The first customer type is the loyalty customer. Second customer type is the CCL customer. What is the differences between the loyalty customer and the CCL customer? In the CCL, the key is the email address. Therefore, it is the unique part of the system for each customer. And when loyalty members send an email or open an item through the web form by using the email address that they use on the loyalty site, then the system checks this email address and, okay, understand that, okay, this is the loyalty member. Then it takes their only FF member ID and also breaking here in the member information ID, and also it brings into the customer ID column. And then, but if there is not any email informed on the loyalty sites, in this case, the system is going to create an automatic short profile. And the short profile means it creates only with member, customer name, customer surname, customer email address, and the customer ID. If it is created with the web form, we have opportunity to get the more data like the title, communication preferences, mobile number, because all these type of the information can be filled out in the web form. Then the system will create a CCL profile for this email address with the more information. And CCL member profiles information change based on the channel we received. And so maybe you can say that how we can distinguish the CCL members and the loyalty members, and you can do it by looking at the prefix. If the customer's ID starts with the CC, I mean this customer ID, you can understand that, okay, they are not found in the loyalty, so this is the CCL member. If the customer ID does not start with CC, this member is the part of the loyalty program, so you can differentiate it from the IDs. Let's add these our notes and the CCL customer. The customer IDs start with CC if they are not found in loyalty. So you can differentiate based on the prefix of the customer ID. And then let's go back to CCL. And also in the new in progress tab, we have an item number, and also we call it as a feedback number in the web form site. And this is the department, and this is the email subject. If an item comes to stand with the email, and if this email includes a subject, you can see this subject in the email subject column. And this item has been assigned to test user, and you can see the username in the assigned to column. And we have the member name, member surname, which means this is the customer name and the surname. And this is the customer ID. And also we have the tier level column. Currently, tier level is null. But because this is the CCI members, that is not that who has not had any tier. But if it is from the loyalty side, it can be seen as gold tier, like the silver tier. So because this is a CCI member, that's why tier level column is null currently. And also we have the methods. Method is the email, which means that these item comes to system via email. The method is the web, which means that this item has been created by using the web form. This is the receiving time when an item comes to the system. And these are the feedback types. And we have a language column. For example, if you have a different languages, then it can be like the English, it can be or French or whatever you have. You will be able to see the language of the items in the language column. And also we have the expired column. And if it is false, F means the false. It's meaning that the item is not expired. What is the meaning of the expired item? In the system, you can set a time based on the type of the items. For example, items are not completed in 1 week, then they will be expired and they will be appeared in a separate list, and also they will be marked as true in the expired column. So you can check your timelines, your SLA, I mean the service level agreement, and I will keep these details later on when I describe you in the top menu from the expired items menu. And also you can see the other details as well. Well, what are these details? You can see the department, you can see the project, you can see the user. The project will always be the Himalaya Airlines, and also you can see the agent to whom it is assigned. If this needs to be assigned to another agent, you can always change it by selecting the relevant department and also the relevant agent, and then you can click on the assign, and this item will go to the another, will be assigned to another department. And also we have some buttons at the down part, but I will explain their meaning one by one after this right side. And in the right side, we have the details, and the details of the selected items can be seen under this details tab. And we have the 4 main parts here, like in the as a member information, email details, forward details, and the other details. The member information includes the member name and the surname. This is the customer name and the surname. Again, if the ID starts with the CC, it indicates that this person is not part of the loyalty. And this is the customer email address registered into the CCL. In the member type area, also you can understand that this person is the loyalty members or not, because you see here the 4C types. The 4C means the CCL. For the loyalty members types will be indicated as FF. And this is the feedback type opened by the customer. And then we have the search and the updates, but now for now I will skip the search and the update details for now. And we have the email details. For example, this item has been created via the email. So I can see again the customer name and the surname by looking at the from section. This is the customer email address. And this email has been sent to customer care layer at Himalaya Airline. And also you can see the email subject from here, from this box, or you can see the email subject from the email subject column. For example, if I select any other web form items, these from, to, and the subject information will be seen as empty. For example, this item has been created via the web form because method is the web. When I selected this item, you can see here there is no any from, subject, and the to details. So it is only valid for the email items. And we can see the email content or the feedback contents by clicking on the view coming message here. When I click on this button, then the item coming message screen is open for me. For example, we have sent an email and the content was this item has been created via the email. You can see the customer's feedback from the item coming message. And also you have an option to print this feedback message. In order to do that, I just have to click on the print button. And then the system will download this message as a PDF format. And you can see that this message content with the details. The username is the Hitit, which means that who has done these operations, who has printed this PDF. This is the item number, customer name and the surname, and this is the custom message sent by your customer. And also, we have the message history. For example, this customer communicates with you before. So you can see the message history made between the customer and your agents. I just have to click on the message history, and if I go to the down part, I can see the message history if this customer communicate with us before. But there is no any message history because this is the first time to communicate with you. I can see the only acknowledge email. And then when the customers communicate with you after, and all the message history are stored in the message history tab. And also we have the other details area. For example, any attachments can be sent via the web form or via the email address. So these type of the details area. For example, this email content includes the two attachments. For example, let's select these attachments. If I want to view these attachments, I can do that from the view button. And again, the system, this is the PNG format. And by the way, we accept the other file types like the TXT format, PNG format, or the Word documents. We can accept all formats of the files. And then the system will download this PNG format. And I can see these attachments. And of course, you can add your attachments by clicking on that button. And if you want, you can remove these attachments from this feedback by clicking on the remove button. For example, if I click on the remove button, the system asks me, are you sure you want to remove the attachment? If I click the yes, this item will be removed for me. And I will mention about the forward details later, so we can skip these forward details now. And we have the search and the update. And search and the update is related to the members that I want to search a member in the system. and it helps me for searching and updating their information. Why do I need this screen as an agent? Because this part is important to see if the member or the customer has previously opened items in the system, and we can see the customer's item history from the items history tab. And these are the items opened by this customer. You can see the status, the forwarded status, which means that this item has been forwarded to another department. And the status is the replied, which means that the customer has replied to your message. That's why status can be seen as replied. In progress means that the agents are working on that item. This is the coming time, and this is the assigned user for these items. So the items history is important because if this customer is complaining a lot, you can see her previous complaints and see everything related to this customer previously. And let me go one by one about we have this screen. We have the member profile, we have the member address, and we have the member details. Let's start with the member profile. This is the customer profile, but we call it member profile. And this is the customer ID and the title, customer name, and the surname. And we can keep the communication language. And also we can keep the communication preferences. These communication preferences can be email or the phone or the web. And also the customer group is empty for now, but for example, you can group the members and define as the VIP member or whatever you want in the system. And I will show you how to do that in the administration part. Now I am showing only the usage part. And if this member, if it is a member of your airline and their airline, their tier level, and also their loyalty number can be added to the member profile screen. And what can I do for this customer? You can see that I can search here with the member ID, I mean with the customer ID. The customer ID is auto-populated here because I have selected the item. Then when I click on when I select the item and I click on the search and update button, the system search automatically for this item and it helps me. But of course, you can search and find your customer according to their name, surname, birth date, email address, their phone number, or the member group. Let's clear this screen by clicking on the clear button. And then the system can find the more than one customer on the system. For example, if I write my name, Sıla, and then if I click on the search button, then the system will list the customer who have the same name and the surname. And as I said at the beginning, the email address is unique key for the customers, but you can ask where there are the 3 membership with the same email address. The first one is the Sıla Demir. The type is the FF. The another one is the same email address, but the type is the 4C. The differences is that these 2 membership belongs to the same customer. And when you look at the type, the first one is the 4C, which means that the CCL member. The other type is the FF. This means this is the loyalty member. And this customer has both CCL profile and the loyalty profile at the same time. And suppose that once I open an item with this email address, I mean the Sıla@TCS, the system always check if this email address have the CCL profile. It always catch my CCL profile. And then, okay, if not, then go to the external loyalty part and check on the loyalty. And for example, the differences is that for the loyalty profile, if you click this FF type, I'm able to see their activities and the redemption activities from the FFB details from here. But if I select the 4C type, I will not be able to see the FFP details. Redemption and activities areas empty because CCL profile has not flight activities or the something because this is only for the CCL. But the loyalty accounts, you see the redemptions and you can see the flight activities and the member accounts and etc. By the way, it has been almost for 1 hour. If you want, we can take a break, 15 minutes, if you confirm. Hello.
Okay, okay, Sila. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. Hello.
Hello.
Shall I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And let me share my screen. I think it is okay. So you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. We talk about the member profile tab, and the next tab is the member address. Uh, and there is no any address information for this customer, and that's why the local address, home address, and the business address boxes are empty. But during the registration of the CCL profile, you can get the member address, I mean the home address and the business address. By the way, you cannot add or update the any home address because there is no button in the down part to do that. And the member information can be edited and updated from the edit member screen. And I will show you that part later. And for this CCL profile, let's continue with the items history. These are the items, all items opened by this customer. You can see the coming date of the item into the system. You can see the who work on that item with their, you can see their username in the assigned to. And these are the item status. And if you want to see the communications between the agents and these customers, you can go to the communication tab. For example, this is the customer message. And if you want, suppose that if this is a long message, you can maximize the screen by clicking on this maximize button, and you can see the whole message content in a separate screen. So this is the message sent by the customer. But if this item, if replied by your agent message can be seen under the replied message area. And in the forwarded tab, if there are any items waiting on the forward, I can see here, let's say you have forwarded to department that does not use the CCL or use the CCL. Anyway, if you have forwarded, you can see all these items here. Again, you can see the customer message again in the sent notes area. And these are the message replied by the customer for the another department during the forward process. You can see the whole message in the reply notes area. And also we have the FFP details. In order to see the FFP details, I need to select the loyalty profile for this customer. I mean, I have to select the FF type. And we have the three main tab, redemption activities and the member accounts. In the redemption tab, you can see the redemption activities made by this member. By the way, these redemption activities and also the flight activities are coming from the loyalty system into the CCL. All these type of the information are received into the system, CCL system directly. And let me show you the loyalty part for the redemption and the activities. And this loyalty screen will be shown in the loyalty training, but I want to explain what is the capabilities of the system between the CCL and the loyalty part. Again, this is your loyalty screen, and I will log in again the Hidget user. I will be fast because all of them will be shown in detail in the loyalty training. For example, what is our customer email address? silademir@cs.com. Let's search and find this member in the loyalty site. So Sila Demir, click on the search button. I can skip this screen and let's go to the activities. Sorry, firstly, let's go to the redemption tab. You can see here, these are the redemption activities made by this member. And also you can see all these redemption activities in the CCL site. You can see in the list. And also, if we check the flight activities for this member. For example, she flown from the Kathmandu to Dubai with this class, and this is the PNR number. If I go back to the CCL, you can see the flight activities in the CCL. You can see the same activities. And because the CCL and the loyalty management is connected to each other, and all the redemption and the flight activities, if member have, all of them can be seen in the loyalty side as well. So let's go back to redemption step. Again, you will use the loyalty, and whenever member make the flight activities, they will earn award points, and when they accumulate their award points, they can use them for the award ticket, so they can redeem their points. And for example, in these dates, the 200,000 points has been redeemed by the member for the Kathmandu Dubai with the Yankee class. And also you can learn the earn activities by the member. If points are earned from the flights, you can list their flight activities. For example, in this date, this member earned 24 award points for this flight, and you can see the definition as well. And why are we get the redemption and the activities of the member from the loyalty management system? Let's say there is a customer complaining about the redemption or the earned points from the flight activity is not credited to her account. So in the beginning, you don't have to go directly to the loyalty team like this. And you don't have to ask them if this is really credited or not for the award points. What you can do is you can basically their check redemption and also their flight activities. And if it is needed, after you can get in contact with your loyalty team. And basically, redemption means the spending and activities is related to your earned points. And also we have the member accounts. Member accounts means the partner accounts. What I mean with the partner accounts, for example, you can have 10 or 15 partners that you work with. You can have an agreement with the bank accounts. You can work with the telecom companies, and you can work with the restaurants. And let me take an example with the banks. For example, you have a co-branded card with, let's say, with the ABC Bank. I will call it as ABC. Then suppose that your members have membership accounts with them as well. Let's say I have a gold membership with them or the platinum membership with them, which is not related to your tier level that you have in the loyalty. And these are the tiers that they have in the bank sites. And what happens is that they are registered on the loyalty site, and I can see them directly here. If I have a member accounts, this account number is assigned from the ABC Bank to this screen into the ABC number column. Let's say the company name is the ABC, and the start date is when I am enrolled in their site. And the account type, as I said, it can be premium or gold or elite plus or whatever. I mean, all partner accounts that your members have are listed here. So you can check if they have a really credit accounts with them or not. I mean, because sometimes the customers are claiming that they had spent something on the ABC Bank, but they didn't earn points on the loyalty side. So you can really check if they really have a membership account or not, and then you can track the activities. If there is any credited something or not, then at the end you can forward it even to your loyalty team so they can check in more detail. But before going to do that, you can see the redemption activities, redemptions, flight activities, and the member accounts. And currently, you will not use any partnership, and that's why I didn't add any sample for the member accounts. But when you are going to decide to have a partnership, have an agreement with the partnerships, and all of them, will be displayed in the member account screen. And also, I am currently in the FF member profile. And if you notice that the edit members button is disabled for me, because this is the frequent flyer profile, and I cannot edit the something for the FF types. And this edit member button enables me only to customers that for the CCL. You can see that I can click on the edit member button. In that screen, I can add any member information like the nationality. I think there is someone in the lobby. I accepted her. Okay. In the edit member screen, we can edit the member information. We can update the member information. And let's open edit member screen. And in the update member screen, we have the title as Mrs. and Mr. This is the customer name, surname, mobile number. We can add the business phone number. Communication preferences can be email, phone, or web. The language is currently you have the English language, but of course you can add the language as you wish, like the French, or you can add whatever you want. The member type is the individual. For example, the birth date information is empty for this customer. For example, I can add the birth date. For example, the January 1997. I can add the nationality from the drop-down list. For example, it can Turkey. The company is the Hittite. And also, you can add some notes for this customer. For example, you can add some notes for you. For example, you can say that, please, for example, we can say, please treat this customer with higher care because she is nervous, for example. And then you can save this information. We have edited the birth date, nationality, and the company. At the down part, we have the save button, save successful. And then if I go to the member profile screen, you can see that the birth date, the nationality have been added for the member profile screen. And you can edit the information from the edit screen for the customer. And also, let's close that screen. And we have the details button. Let's open this details screen, item additional details. We have the flight details, passengers, and the contact details. Again, these flight details and the passenger informations can come from the loyalty system if the member has flight details, or during the web form, we can get the flight details from the here. We can get the flight details and the PNR number information from the web form. And when the customers fill out the details in the web form and the created feedback, this information will be seen in the item additional details. And we have the information like the flight number, flight date, origin, destination, and the classes. And if you want to add the more details, and if you want to see the details for that list, you can go to the form tab. But first, I have to click on the insert button, and then we can keep the PNR number, ticket number of the flight. We can keep the seat number. And normally you can add the flight details manually by using this insert button, but we have another option to do that. You can use the PNR number section. You can enter your PNR number and then click on the search and the fill button. Before I made the reservation from your system and I got the PNR number, for example, let me take this PNR number. Let's copy this and paste into the PNR number section. And when I click on the search and the fill button, the system will go to our reservation system, will go to the PSS system on the backside, and it search this PNR number and fill all this information here. And then you can understand if this member flown this PNR or not. Let's click on the search and the fill. The flight information from the reservation system has been reflected into the flight details area. If you want to add the flight details, you can use the insert button, or you can use the search and the fill section by using the PNR number. And then we have the passengers tab. And if there is any relation, for example, if member has a relation, I mean, it can be your child, it can be your husband or daughter or whatever that are in the same PNR, they can be seen in that list. For example, again, I can use the same PNR and click on the fill passenger button. And then currently there is no any people for this PNR, but suppose that in this PNR there are the other people. And then why important? This screen is just like to store the information about the passengers or flights, and also it helps the system to understand if they are talking about the same case for these people. For example, we can a scenario like this. I'm a passenger flying with my husband and with my daughter, and we are all on this same PNR. And this is our PNR number for all of us, but we had the different ticket numbers. And let's say we have a complaint about the food on the aircraft, and then what we do is I can open a complaint as the head of the family. But after that, maybe my husband goes and complains again for the same thing, or even my daughter. So there is a possibility on the backside on the system. It checks when my daughter and when my husband opens a claim for the same thing. The system checks if they are all complaining about the same thing on the same PNR, and then it merges all of them. It merges all the cases, opens by my husband and my daughter, and it does not create different items for me, for my husband and or for my daughter. The system first checks the email address and then checks the passenger list, and after it merges them automatically because we have a functionality, auto merge functionality. In this way, you will not have a lot of cases for the same issues. And also we have the contact details. By the way, you have an option to delete these records. For example, if you want to remove this passenger from the dead list, you can click on the delete button, and then this record will be removed from the dead list. And the next tab is the contact details. This contact details screen can be added to your website, can be added to your web form. And for the moment, this part is missing on your web form, but if you want, we can add this screen. For example, if I want to add a contact details, I just have to click on the insert button. And this is valid for the every tab, by the way. And then, for example, the contact types we had defined as lawyer, tour operator, and the travel agency, because sometimes the tour operator or travel agencies or the lawyers want to make a claim on the behalf of the customer. So in this case, the contact type screen can be added to your web form, and then, for example, they will be able to their contact tab. For example, let's select the travel agency. They will able to select their title, and as a travel agency, they can write their name and the surname. For example, surname. The company, they have to fill out their own company, and they can add the email address, international code, area code, and the contact number. So, and after that, they will be able to open a case on the behalf of the customer. And then when a feedback is created and when you go to the contact details, and in this way you can understand if this item is related to the direct passenger or not. It has the any passenger, or it has the travel agency or the lawyers. And then you can save these details after you're filling out the email, phone, international code, area code, and the contact number. You can click on the save button. And let's close the screen. And we can continue with the forward details. We have the forward, recent, and the related items in the forward details area. In the screen, sometimes you will require to forward the case to the another department. And let me take some notes for you. So this is important. Fourth one is forwarding items. For example, the first one can be forward to departments that do not use the CCL. Second one is forward to departments that use CCL. For the forwarding items, you have two options to forward the items. The first one is that you can forward this to your another departments, or you can forward the items even one person who do not use the CCL. And it can be even the personal email address. For example, suppose that you need the extra information, or you need the extra approval for the payments, let's say. And there is a high level manager that you need an approval for the payments or the something. And then you can even forward the case personally to the individual email address. For example, let me take a case of the baggage. And let's say I have a baggage damage. And then as a customer, I'm complaining about the baggage that during the flights, and I want a compensation on, let's say, 2,000 USD for that. What happens is that, okay, this customer is absolutely right, and then I need to forward this case to our finance department for the compensation. So you can use the forward in these kinds of the procedures. If you want to forward the any item to another department, firstly, we have to select the any item, and then we have to click on the forward button on the right-hand side, and then forward screen will be opened. And we have to select the department unit from that list, and it will be always Himalaya Airlines. And these are the departments as the baggage handling, call center, service improvement unit, and also for the testing purposes, I have added the test department. And then I have to select the test department. And when you select the department and the branch, the department email address will be auto-populated in the to area. As a department's email address, I will use my individual email address because I want to receive this forward message, and I want to show you the forward message in my Outlook. Then that's why as a test, that's why I have added my individual email address for the department email address. And then program type is the request. And I can select the priority. These are the priorities for your system as urgent, low, high, and for information only. I can select the urgent to indicate that this is the important items. And then, by the way, you have a good thing you can use, and it's called as a template. I had defined the test sample forward templates called the forward commercial template. And when you select this one, the for template content will be auto-populated in the message content. And in the admin side, you can create as much as you want templates for, let's say, for the forwards and for the customer communications. And so in this way, I don't have to fill this information. I don't have to type my message in every time if the feedback is related to the general thing. For example, this template says that, hi, this is the forward template example. You can change this with your own template from the crane admin and the template part, and we will do that later. And for the template contents, I can put some text here for the baggage department or for the any person. I mean, these templates will save your time, including in terms of completing the items. By the way, we have the free text CC and the department CC area. You can put here the CC and the other stuff as well. For example, this item has two attachments, and these two can be seen in that screen. If you want to view these attachments, you can select this one and you can add the view button, and then the system will download the attachment. And of course, if you want, you can remove it directly from here. And then as a department, as I mentioned, as a department email address, I defined my own email address to see the forwards email. And during the test, you can add your individual email address to see the forward emails as a department email. And you can imagine your own email address like the department email address. And also, if you want to use your individual email address to send and receive email in the CCL for the UAT, we have to add your individual email address to our whitelist. And after that, you will be able to send and receive the item within the CCL. And this is only for the test environments. When you want to use your email address as a department email, please inform me, and then I can add your email address to the whitelist. So for the forwards and for the all communications, the from section must be always selected as customer care at himalayairlines.com, because on the AT section, we define the only one test email address. Only this email address can send an email and also can receive an email. That's why we have to use always this test email address. And also, from now, I will forward this item to the test department, and suppose that the test department is not using the CCL. When I forward this email, they will receive an email into their Outlook, and they will track and manage of the CCL procedures in their Outlook. This forward section is valid for the departments that don't use the CCL. So I can forward these templates, these methods, our item number is 6999. And when I click on the forward button, our item will be removed from the in progress tab, and then it will go to the forward screen. This is our item. You can see the forward details in the forward details area. This is the forward number. Receiver is Fila Demirets TS. Status is the new item, which means that the email is about to send to Vladimir, and this is the send date. Let me refresh the item. So the status, when the forward email comes to my Outlook, the status will be updated to as sent, but I need to because of a job we have on the website. So the status is updated to sent, and then I will receive an acknowledge email. Let me check my out. Okay. Let's open this email, and we forwarded the case to the test department, and the test department is not using the CCL. That's why all the emails will be seen under their email contents. And this is our message we have written during the forwarding process. This is a forward template example. You can change this with your own template from the crane admin and the template part. And we will reply this email, but before doing that, there is a number here, 124957. This is the forward number, and this forward number can be seen in the CCS site here in the forward details area. Forward number is 124955 and the 7. And when an email forward to individual email address or the department's email address, forward emails always contains includes this forward number. And this email subject, if you want to reply this email subject must not be changed because subject includes the forward number, and also this forward number is seen in the CCL site. And if you change this email subject, the system cannot understand this email belong to which forwarded item. And let's reply this email and see what will happen. Reply. This message has been replied by Slav, for example. So I can send my mail. So what will happen? These item status will be changed. I mean, these item will be removed from the forwarded list, and it will go to the reply tab because the department has replied the message, and that's why the status must be changed from the forwarded to reply tab. And until the system do that, for example, we have the resend button. If the departments don't answer in the period of the time your forwarded message, you can resend this message to remind them by using this resend button. And you can send reminder them anytime. And if they reply, item will be moved to reply tab as I mentioned. And then after that, you can press it. I mean, you can close the item or you can respond to your customer. I will show you what I mean. As I mentioned, this all part is for the departments do not use the CCL. And let's check the item status. Let me refresh the page. Okay, so the forwarded item number is 5 now. So if we go to the replied tab, you can see here, this is our item 6999. And the status can be seen as completed, which means that the forwarded department has replied your message. And you can see the reply dates. And if you want to see the message replied by another department, we have reply notes area. So you can click on the view reply notes button and you can see the message we have right in the email. You can see that this message has been replied by Slav, and this message belongs to the other department that don't use the CCL. And also you can download this message by using this PDF button, and then I can select. You can see these messages between the departments in the PDF format. I think we have done for this part, and I have acted as a department and answered the email. Now let me try to show the another forward for departments which are using the CCL. Let's go to the in progress tab and let's select this item. And let's say I am a baggage department and I want to ask a question to call center department for for something. And I am forwarding this message to them. And what will happen in this case? For example, I have to select the department units and I have to select the department. For example, I will forward this message to call center department as a baggage department, and I can select the airport services. So department email address has been added into the two fields. And so I have to select the from email address. So it must be always the customer care. Please imagine that the email address in the from section belongs to the baggage department, and the email address in the two section belongs to the call center department. And because we are using the one email address, and that's why we have to do that. Imagine that this is the email address for the call center, and this is the in the two fields belongs to the call center department. This belongs to the baggage department. If you forward it to the internal department that use the CCL, for example, we can say that, hi, this is the test. This is the test for internal forward to the department which uses CCL. And so I can select any priority, and the item number is 6998. Let me take this item number as a note. And then when I forward this message from the baggage department to the call center department, what will happen? Let's click on the forward button. Our item will be removed in progress, and our item has gone to the forwarded tab. We forward to departments the item. We forward the item to the department which is using the CCL. We don't assign this item. We forward only to get the answers from them, and then continue at our site. And also, I want to add some notes for the steps. Forward the departments that use the CCL. The first part is when you forward an item, the receiving department, I mean the call center department for this exercise, received it as a new item. The second part, and then they will complete that item to reply to the forwarded message. And the third one is the sending department, I mean the baggage department, will receive the reply on the replied tab. When you forward an item, the receiving department receives it as a new item. This means, let's say, the call center will receive it as a new item in the CCL, even if it is coming as a forward from another department or whatever. It is a new case, and they need to track it for themselves. It's a new case. Once they need to reply to it, they will complete that item to reply to the forwarded message. And then once they complete their item on their site as a call center, then reply to this message, then the sending department will receive the reply on the replied part. So let me check the CCL and go to the in progress tab. And here we receive the item as a new item in the CCL. And also let's check our forwarded items. Our forward number starts with 1, 2 and ends with the 8. If you go to the in progress tab, you can see that the subject includes the forward number. So the call center, I mean the baggage department has forwarded the item to call center department. Now call center department received a new item in the CCL. And what you will do in the next step is that if more actions are not required on this item, you can close it. And in order to do that, we have the complete button at the down part. I will show you later on the complete part. Just to be fast, I will do it now. When you click on the when you open the complete item screen, again, you can add the CC and the BCC for the email address. And also we have to fill out the subject types for the items. For example, we can say the airport service. We can select the airport information for the subject type detail. Our departments is the call center. And then we can add the department branch email address. Also, in order to receive the email into the CCL, the from email address must be selected always the customer care department. Suppose that it belongs to the call center department. As a call center department, I am completing the item now. For example, these are the result types at award points for e-tickets and the roll replies, refund. For example, we can say the result type as informational only. So I have to write my completion note into the message content. And then, for example, this item has been completed by call center department, and it has been forwarded from baggage department to call center department. And also, it is mandatory that I need to add the signature templates. These are the signature templates, and the signature templates can be your department signature, or you can use any individual signatures. For example, I want to select the call center department signature, and then it has been added like the best cigars call center department. And then I can complete this item by clicking on the complete button. Item updated as complete. And what will happen? Our item will go to directly to the approved tab because we close the item as a call center. And also, you can see your completion notes in this section. This item has been completed by call center department. And what will happen for the item belongs to the previous department? I mean, belongs to the baggage department. Remember, our item was in the forwarded tab, but as a call center, we complete the item, we reply the item because we are using the CCL, and all of them must be managed in the CCL. And then because we replied the item, and the forwarded items has gone to the reply section. And then status can be seen as completed, which means that the call center department complete the item and replied the item. And this is the reply date. Let me check. This is not our item, and sorry, our item is still in the forwarded tab. And according to the job procedures, this item will be removed from the forwarded tab, and it will go to the reply tab, and the status will be sent as completed instead of the sent status. And these are the forward procedures for the departments that use the CCL, and for the departments don't use the CCL. And at the top, let's go to the in progress. We have the merge into, we have the related items, and we have the complete reference number. The merge into means that if there are the two same items, think about something like this, and I can merge the items. For example, I can merge these two items. And when I add these item number 6990 into the merge into screen, if I click on the merge button, let me copy these item numbers from here. The another item number is 7991. All these messages, I mean, in the coming messages, on all the message stories will be transferred into this item. When you click on the merge button, the merge is successful. So notice that our item, the first item is removed from the list because it has been merged with this item. And the previous item status is updated to merge, and you can find the merge items in the CCL by using the search screen. For example, you can write the item number we have merged with the other item, 711. 7001, click on the search button, and then you can see that the item status is merged. And if we go to the other items, if you click on the view commit message, you can see the message regarding the merge process. I mean, merge of the queue item is 7001. This is the message content coming from the merge items. And also, we have the related items screen. So, for example, if one or the more items are related to each other, I can add them here. For example, for the these item, I want to also add the these item as a related items because this is the same thing. Instead, based on the feedback type. So I can write the item number here, 6979. And when I click on the add button, then add related items successfully. I can add the all related items by clicking on the related items button. You can see this is the R related items with their item number, status, and the commit time. And then I will continue with the communication tab. By the way, all the acknowledged email are stored into the communication tab. For example, if I selected this one and if I select the send notes area, you can see that this is the acknowledged email sent by system when the customers open a feedback. And why do we use the communication tab? The communication tab is used to communicate with your customers. So whenever you need to send them a form to fill, or whenever you need to send them a message, or whenever you need to get the confirmation, like they requested 200 USD compensation, but you want to pay them only 100 USD, and you need their confirmation, and you have, let's say, their bank information is needed, or whatever communications that you need to do with customer, you do all from this tab here, from the communication tab, and the communications will be done by using the correspondence screen, button. When I click on the correspondence, and for example, this is the customer email address, and this communication will be sent to this customer email address. For example, I can say that, please send us the tickets copy. And then the from address must be always the customer care. Again, I can give the CC and the BCC for the email. And also we have the template name. I can use the different templates on the communication with the customer. I have defined for these two templates for the testing purpose. And I will show you where to define these templates later on. And then, for example, when I remove this message and when I select the template names, for example, it can be jobs and the career, and it will be auto-populated here. For example, you can take a lot of messages for a job application, and for this type of the messages, you can use these general templates related to your career and the job emails instead of writing the message every time. So you can manage the items in a short time. But if I don't want to reply like this, I can type here my message. So I will change this message a little bit. For example, you can say that, dear Sıla, please share with us the tickets copy and the passport copy. So we can proceed with your request. Regards. So in the correspondence screen, we have to select any signature templates. For example, I can select my individual signature. For example, like the best cigars and the Slademir. But of course, you can use the any PNG format, and you can use any image for your signature templates. We can add these images for your signatures. But of course, you can create the signatures for your departments, for the baggage, for the call center, and for this service improvement units. And then when I click on the send correspondence button, and also I can add any attachments. For example, let's click on the add button and the add file. I can select my test file, click on the open. So I have to upload these attachments. And then when I click on the send correspondence button, this message will be sent to this customer email address with these attachments. So what is the item number? 1987. Sorry, 6987. After clicking on this correspondence button, the item status will be changed and it will go to the waiting for response tab, because we send a message to the customer and we are waiting for a reply from the customer. That's why the status is updated as a waiting for response. You can see your message again from the we've sent notes area. There's please share with us the copy and the passport copy so we can proceed with your request. And then the status is the SC, which means that the email is about to send to the customer email address. And also, if you notice that our item color is displayed in the green, which means that we are waiting for a reply from the customer. And also, if I see my items with red, that means that this item is urgent item and I need to work on it shortly. And also when for example, for this item, when the priority is selected as urgent, you see this item will be seen in red. If I change the priority level to the low or the high or the for information only, this item will be always in black, and so you need to work on that item. And also let's use explanations to our notes, and the next part is the color meanings. So red means it is an urgent, I mean the high priority item that needs to be checked first. And we have the black color and means an item that needs to be checked. Third one is the green, and which means an item that is sent a message to the customer, but there is no any answer yet. By the way, I received this correspondence email in my Outlook. You can see that this is the message we sent for the communication. This waiting for response tab, and this message content is sent to the customer email address. Let me open. Again, in the subject, you can see the communication number with the minus, and also you can see this communication number in the communication field, -660. And by the way, you can search your items and find your items according to their item number, forward number, and their communication number. So when you go to the search screen and when you write this communication number into the communication number area and click on the search button, the system will find these items directly. And of course, you can search your items and find your items based on the item number, based on the member name and the surname, based on the forward number. And as a customer, I received the email, so I can reply this email. For example, let's reply this email, and let's say that this email has been replied by customer. So I can send them my email. So this email I sent will be seen in the CCL part. And also the item status will be changed from the waiting for response tab into the reply tab because we get the reply from the customer. And so let me refresh the tab again. What is our item number? Ends with the 7. And we need to wait for the 2 minutes or the 3 minutes to receive this email sent by the customer. We sent our email and it will come to our system and we will see this email as an item in the reply tab. And also these attachments or email attachments can be seen from this section. You can select any file and you can leave by using this button. And this is the test file we have added for the attachment. Okay, let's go to the reply tab. Our item 6987. Okay, our item has been moved from the waiting for response tab because we get the reply from the customer and the item status can be seen as replied. So if I selected this item and if I go to the communication tab, you see here reply count is updated to as 1. And if you want to see the message replied by the customer, again, we have the reply notes area and you can click on the view reply notes button and then you can see the customer replies in that screen. For example, this is the message we sent. This email has been replied by the customer. And then we have the notes. We can add the notes for the related items. By the way, if you want, we can have a break again for the 15 minutes because it has been almost for 1 hour. Or if you have any questions, I can answer it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we again.
Can we take a break for 15 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. And see you after 15 minutes. Hi again. Hello.
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 Can we continue if you are ready? So I continue now. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And I reflected on my screen again. I hope you can see it. And where we left, we have the nose tab. The next step is to display the nose section. And for example, we can add the notes for the related items. For example, these are the black items you need to work on. And if you want to add a note for these items, the details tab will not be opened at the first. It opens directly the notes tab to tell you that, look, there is a note, so you need to complete or something. So if you want any new notes, you can use the new button and then the new note screen. You can write your notes for the items. And this is the free text area. You can add here the whatever you want to say. For example, for the items, we can say that please call the customer on the phone and say, let's check she approves the compensation uh, compensation of the baggage. You can add your notes, and also I can put here, I can put a date from the remind date here. For example, we can select the today's date, and also you can select the user who will be reminded about these notes. And after saving our notes, what will happen then? For example, this reminder is for the heated user, and when heated user log into the system, for example, when the heated user goes to the in progress tab, for example, if we selected these items, the details tab is open for us directly because there is no note for these items. But we have added a note for these items, and when I select these item, and then the system directly sends me to the notes tab to show these notes and to take an action for the related items. So in this case, you can add the new notes, or you can update these notes by using the update section, or you can delete these notes from the delete button, or you can complete these reminders. Suppose that you call the customer and you make the necessary process, and then you can click on the complete reminder button, and then for example, and after that, you can delete these notes. For example, if I click on the delete button, these notes will not be seen anymore from the note screen. Note screen. And we have the history, and this screen is important because history means every detail from day one, what has been done on this item. I mean, the every details of the item can be listed in the history tab. And also these records cannot be deleted from your site, and there is no any delete button for that in that list, and nobody can delete the history of the item. And here you can see the username here who has done the operation. You can see the operation time and the explanation part, what has been done for this item. For example, if you have a problem in some cases with your customer, you can prove and show which type of actions are made by your agents. And that's why this history screen is important. And also we have the other details. Select the items and go to the other details. And for example, if you think that method is the email, so if you think that this item feedback type, subject type, and the subject type detail um, are not correct, and that's why you want to update this subject type and the subject type detail for this item. So we can change the subject type. For example, it can be reservation and the ticketing, and then we can select the relevant subject type for the reservation and the ticketing type. For example, it can be payments, and after that, after saving this information, and when I select this item again, my subject type and the subject type detail has been updated. And also we have the difficulty part and the priority. Difficulty and the priority are for the reporting purposes. For example, in the difficulty tab, let's say if you don't want to assign hard items to your new staff, you can give her easy items. So you can set the difficulty level in this drop down list as a low, and you can save this difficulty information. And also we have the priority, urgent, low, high, and the for information only. And you can prioritize your items. And if you select the priority level as an urgent, and then as we mentioned, the item color will be displayed in red. And again, you can understand this item is very, very important, and it must be answered in a short time, and the necessary actions must be taken the earlier. Um, and these are the other details area. And on the left-hand side, we see the edit of tabs here, and these are the actual status of the item where we move from one to status to another. We have the no answer, undelivered, waiting for approval, replied, new items, waiting for response, forwarded, deleted, and the approved tab. And I will continue in my training most for the that tab. And then the 6 is the status of the items in the CCL. The first one is the new item. The second one is the in progress. The another one is the forwarded. Fourth one is the waiting for response. The 5 is the replied. The 6 is approved. 7 is the deleted. 8 is the waiting for approval. 9 is the no answer. The last one is the undelivered. And I will explain this status one by one, and I will explain in detail. So let's go back to our CCS screen. And let me start from the new items first. And what is the new items tab, and what is the differences between the other tabs. First of all, the new items which are entered to the system via the web form or direct email address, phone call, or the site visit are not assigned to any user for a moment, and they're listed here in the new items tab. And they remain here for 3 or 4 minutes. And why these items are not assigned to any user and the department at the beginning? Because we are using the automatic distribution, and once new items come from the different channels into the CCL, the system first looks into the items feedback type category and the details, and then determines which department is suitable for these items. As I said, we are making the definition on the crane admin side to determine which feedback type and the category belong to the which department. And that's why the system first checked this and assigned this item to the available department for this feedback type and the categories. But sometimes the items can remain in the new items tab. For example, suppose you create a new department in the definition page and there are no users in that department. And once an item comes to this department, the system cannot find any user to assign. And that's why these items will remain in the new item tab until you assign it someone manually by using this drop-down list and using the assign button. In this case, you have to select the department, you have to select, and you have to agents you want to assign. But normally, we are using the automatic distribution, and if there are the departments and the available agents, new item must not be collected in the new items tab, and all of them must be distributed to the relevant departments, and all of them must be seen under the in progress tab. Normally, new items tab must be always seen as empty. In a brief, the life cycle of an item starts from the new item tab, but for the agents, life cycle of the item starts from the in progress tab. And then let's these explanations to our notes again. And the new item life cycle of an item starts here, and in the in progress, the life cycle of an item starts here for agents. And then in the new item tab, we have the some buttons, and we can assign button to item to assign the available agents manually. And because there is no any item in the new item tab, that's why these reassign and the refresh button are disabled for me. But we can reassign the item if there is a problem assigning to the agents. Then we can use this reassigned button. And there is a refresh button. The refresh means refreshing this list. It does not do anything else, and it is only to check if there is a new item or not in the list. And also we have a delete button, and the delete help us to delete an item. And let me show you one example. For example, I can delete this item, and for example, when you click on the delete button, are you sure you want to delete the item? And yes, then item has gone to the deleted tab. You can see all the deleted items here. And deleted items can remain in the list forever, but we have a good opportunity for the deleted items. I mean, you can archive deleted items. First, we need to specify the day. For example, it can be 90 days. And after items remain in the deleted tab for 90 days, they will be archived by the system and removed from this deleted list. And you will not see them here anymore, but you can search these archived items from this search screen. You can write the item number here, and you can click on the search in archive items. That's why in this case you can find your archived and the deleted items. And let's add note for the deleted items, and all deleted items are moved here that they can be sent back to the new item or in progress. You can change the deleted item status. For example, you have made a mistake. You have deleted the item. So you want to send this item into the in progress tab. So at the down part, we have the send to new item to the department and send new item to the new item. For example, I want to see this deleted item in the new items tab, and after I have to select, I just have to click on this send to new item, and then item updated as a new item, and I can see that these items in the new items tab. And according to the our distribution process and according to definitions for the automatic distribution, this item will be removed from the automatically and it will go to the in progress tab, which means that as an agent, I can work on that item. And also for the new item, in the new items tab, we have the new item button. And also in the progress tab, we have the new item button. For the waiting for response, we have the new add new item button. So you can see that this button in every tab. And we can add the items manually, clicking on the new item button. And then the system opens for me this search member screen. And why it opens this screen at the first? Because the items must be connected to a customer and the members are created automatically by the system if customers open the item via your web form or send an email to your site. And as I mentioned, what was the main key field here was the email. So every email that is sent, if it is a loyalty member, then it finds it and then it does not create a CCL profile. But if the contacting customer is not the loyalty member, then it creates a CCL profile for her. And the creating members are valid only for the web form or sending email items. But sometimes the customers don't prefer to open an item with the web form and they may not want to send an email to your site and they prefer to call you. In this case, you need to open an item on the behalf of the customer as an agent manually. For that reason, we need to check if this member is available on the system by searching, and that's why at the first search member screen is opened. You can search the members with their member ID, with their name, surname, and email address, or if they have a PNR number, you can type here and you can search. And if this member is not found on the system, you can create a CCL profile by clicking on the Add Member screen. For example, if I click on the Add Member in order to register a new member into the CCL, this enrollment page is opened. And suppose that there is a customer on the phone right now, and they are saying their complaint about the phone, and this member is not registered into the CCL. What we have done first, we need to create a member profile. For example, I can give select the title, and this is for example, test, surname is the Demir, email address is mandatory test, demir@its.cs.com. And gender, I can select the gender, female, language is the English, member type is there. For example, it can be a passenger or it can be tour operator or the family or the group. So I can select the member type as an individual. I can add the birth date of the customer and select the nationality. And after click on the save, and also the communication preferences is mandatory for us. The system does not allow to add a new member without selecting any communication preferences. So the communication preferences, for example, let's say we can select the email. And if you click on the save button, the member has been saved successfully. And I can find the this member by searching according to the name and the surname. The name is the Demir, the name is the test, the surname is the Demir. If I click on the search, then this is our customer we have created. If you want to add a new item for this customer with the double click, add new item screen will be opened. And for example, we have to fill out these item details on the behalf of the customer. That's why the feedback type is mandatory. For example, the complaint. These are the category types for the complaint. Let's say the baggage and the carry-on. The category type different. The type can be dangerous goods, excess baggage, lost baggage, or damaged baggage. And we have to write our customers' feedback message. For example, this item has been created by agents manually. And so I can select the departments if it is related to my own department, like the baggage handling unit. I can select the department branch, and I can select the result type, what they want as a result type. It can be refund, it can be apology, and etc. And these inserted users will be automatically, and it will take the hit user as an inserted user because we log into the system with the hit user. And here, what is the most important part is that we have the save and we have the save and the complete button. And what are the differences between them? For example, the problem here is that sometimes you even just have some phone calls asking you about the something, and they get their answers on the phone, and you can close the case. But in this way, the case is not tracked anywhere because you don't open a case. You just call the phone, they call you on the phone, you answer it, and that's all. For these cases, you are doing some work as an agent, you are working on it, but it is not listed anywhere because you will receive only the call. Maybe you receive the 10 calls per day or the 20 calls per day, but if you don't log them, then managers or the company will not be able to see them. So we have an options here where it says the save and the complete. What is the differences between save and the save and the complete? When I click the save button, if the system opens an item and the life cycle starts here, like it will go to the go through the statuses which we have mentioned. It will go through the in progress tab. But when I click save and the complete, actually it creates an item, saves it out, and automatically completes it. Because I don't need any answer or I don't need any communication with the customer, which means that I have finished everything. And when you click on the save and the complete button, an item will be created for this customer, but it will not be seen in the in progress tab. This item will be go to the directly approved tab because we opened items and we have completed every process. It will every process. I mean, we have two options to add the new item, and for example, the next part is the adding new item, and it's mandatory first to find the profile of the customer by searching it or creating a new one. And because every item is connected to a profile, and profile means in CCL or loyalty. And the second part is the search for the customer with name, surname, or email, and etc. And then search for the customer with PNR and preferred way if possible. And let's continue with the add new item screen. I have clicked the add new item button and I want to find our customer with the email address, which we have created a profile before. So click the search button. Let me find our customer with the name and the surname. This is our customer. And then again, I can fill out the feedback type, complete category type can be airport services, airport information. Again, this item has been created on the behalf of the customer. Then when I click on the save button, a new item will be opened for me and I will be able to see these items in the in progress tab. And currently I am waiting for the distribution, the items. And then again, the last cycle of the item will start in the in progress tab. And let's say I'm an agent. I am this agent's law, and I want to work on this item. What you can do an item is you can communicate with the customer to request some passport copy or the ticket copy or the something from the correspondence tab. I show this. And also if you need, you can forward to the another departments and you can do it from the forward section. Let's say you are mostly done and you want to complete this item in the real life and you want to close the items directly. And what I mean with the close or the complete is that you don't want to see these item anymore on the progress tab and you can close on items from the complete button. Let's click on that button and this is the complete item screen. And if you consider that everything is okay related to selected this item, okay, we need to complete it. And we have the two options for the completion. The first option, if you don't want to send the message and you want just to complete the item, and then you can select the don't send message option. If I write my message and then if I click on the complete button, this message will be sent to the customer email address. But if you don't want to do that, you can select the don't send message checkbox, and then these upper sides will disappear, which means that this message will not be sent to the customer email address. For example, you have agreed on the phone with the customer and you have done everything on the phone and or something that you want to send any message again to the customer, like for the thank you message or the something. If you don't want to send the message, you can use this checkbox. And also we had the don't add customer message to reply checkbox, and it is default selected. And normally when you complete the item and you want to send a message to customer, the first initial message of the item, I mean this item which is here, will be added to your completion message. And then the last one is the one important button, I mean the mass credit card number. And what is the mass credit card number? And let me show you. For example, the credit card numbers like the 1, 2, 3, let's say card number. And let me open Admit. Let's say this is the credit card numbers, and these credit card numbers, and because of the data protection, and at the end of the day, you don't want to hold credit card number information because it's a risk for your company. And if somebody access, let's say, the data, and these credit numbers can be found easily. So we have added to our system. If there is any credit card number here written in the message, you can mask it. And mask credit card number is default selected. And what will happen is that if there is a something like this is the credit card number, the system will be do it as here. For example, it is shown like this. And I mean, the system will put the asterisk for the remaining parts. And also, during the completion of the item, we have to select the subject type one by one. The result type, for the testing purposes, we have added this result type. You can select the result type that is suitable for the item. For example, we can say the refund. We have to select the departments as a baggage and the department branch. And during the item, and then we have the some completion notes. You can add the notes for your item. When you click on the search button, again, you can add your completion message for this item. If you want, it's an extra screen. And also we have the compensation tab.
Oh.
Sorry, do you have any question? I think no. Okay, let me continue. We have the compensation screen, and let me click on the insert button. And what is the compensation? For example, the customer had the tickets, but you have some penalty rules, and in this case they want to refund this ticket. But let's say they will be a refund with the penalty rules, or let's say I have a baggage, damaged baggage, or the lost baggage, or whatever, then I want a compensation. So I have requested some amount of the money, and you are going to compensate to me. So you can hold and track all these things here. Of course, the compensation is not made here because there is not a direct bank transfer from this part here, but at least you can hold track of all the compensations. You can check that from your reporting tool at the end of the week or at the end of the day or month. So you can check for what kind of the cases, how much did you pay, and etc. For the banking purposes, you can fill out the account holder name, account surname. You can add the bank name, and you can add the account number and the IBAN number. You can select the currency, Euro, USD, and this is your local currency. And then, for example, I have requested 200 USD, but after that, you evaluated my request, you evaluated your financial departments, you decided to give me only the 100 USD. I mean, all of them just only the reporting purposes for the CCS site. And also I will show you this data on the reporting tool, our reporting tool tomorrow. And if you have a cost center who has paid and etc., you can add your cost center for this compensation. And I will not save these details. So let's close this screen and let's write our completion notes. For example, customer has been compensated. By the way, I'm ready to complete the item. If you want to cancel this process, you can do it from the cancel button. And I have to select the signature templates because it is mandatory. I can add my individual signature from this is the test email address. Again, I can add any attachments from the by using the this button. When I click on the complete button, these items will go to the approved tab directly. For example, this is the our item we have completed, and this is the our completion loss as the customer has been compensated. And also we have the waiting for approval, and also we have the approved. And for example, if I am a high-level manager or I have the old agents and now I know these jobs and everything, so probably I will not do any mistake. So I can approve the items, and whenever the items is approved or the completed, it is automatically move to the approve tab. But if I am a new worker or the new employee, I can try to complete as much as possible items from in progress to the completed. But it requires an approval first from the high manager, and this process depends on the user role. If you restrict your agent with the call center user role, I mean, if you don't give enough role to be approved the items directly, when these restricted agents click the complete button, again, they will fill the same data. They will do all the same operation, but based on their roles, the item will be go to the waiting for approval tab, and it will remain here. Some of the managers will need to check and what they have been done, and then they will remain here. The managers approve this item or disapprove these items. So these are the differences between the waiting for approval and the approval tab. Let's complete an item by logging into system with the limited user role, and let's log out into the system. So I will log in with our restricted our user who has a restricted user role. I mean, this is the call center user role. Click on the login view manager, and then, for example, I can select this item. Again, the process are the same with the super user role. I can select the report subject type detail. For example, the result type is the refund test department. It has been completed by the user who has limited user role. Add any signature templates. When I click on the complete button, then these items will go to the waiting for approval tab. Item, and the remains here until the high-level manager approves or disapproves this item. I cannot approve this item or disapprove item for the limited user role because this button is disabled for me. The system does not allow to do this type of the process for the call center user role. Let's approve this item by logging into the system with the agent who has the high-level user role. Log out and login into the system with the hit it. It has the super user role, so I can approve or disapprove the items directly. For example, if I click on the disapprove button, I need to add the I need to add the notes about why I distributed these items, and then I can select the departments and the end user, and then I can assign and close this item. But I can approve these items directly. And this item will go to the waiting for approval to the approve tab because as a high level user, we have approved. And if I disapprove these items, let's add an explanation like the test. I want to send this item to the service departments, and also I want to assign this item to test agents, I can click on the close. Selected item is disapproved and assigned to the selected user. Then our items will be seen in the in progress tab as a new item. And also you can see that because we have disapproved these items, and these disapproved columns is marked automatically for us. You can understand if this item is disapproved or not by your high-level manager by looking at this disapproved column. And we talk about the waiting for approval. And when an item is completed from an agent with less role privileges, less role item first move to the waiting approval status, where a manager needs to approve the item manually. And then when the high level manager approve this item, all the items will go to the approval tab. And when you complete an item, it is moved to approved tab because of high level user role. Actually, the approved means completed the item, and which means that the life cycle item has been ended. And besides, we can see there is one the no answer, and there is undelivered. And the no answer means you can define some periods where you have sent some communication to your customers, or you have done forward. After a period of time, let's say this message is sent 1 week, 1 month ago, but you didn't get an answer from your customer or your department, let's say for the 1 month. And after 1 month, the items are automatically moved to the no answers tab. And also we have the undelivered tab, and this is the last tab. And normally this list always must be empty, but for some reasons items cannot be delivered, and all these are listed under the undelivered tab. For example, in the web form, when I put the email, instead of putting my email, right, let's say I did a mistake on putting my email, and when a mistake, of course, the system will not know that if this is a correct email or not. And when you try to send the correspondence to this wrong email address, the system try to send this email, but emails will not be delivered to the customer because of the wrong email address. And there can be a lot of reasons for not being able to deliver. And as I mentioned, one of the reasons can be the wrong email address, but the second reason can be related to your email account password. For example, if the account password for sending email is changed from your IT, and then you try to send an email to the customer, and application try to send it, but it is not delivered. Such cases cause to not send the email, and all of them are listed here. And let's add these into our notes. And the notes where items are moved to this status after they did not get answer from customer or your department. And also in the undelivered tab, all possible items that are not delivered for different reasons are moved to this tab. And the reasons, for example, wrong email address, or any other technical problem. And then we have completed all statuses here. And we can continue with the top menu item, expired items, user queue. And I showed you how you can add the new member into the system. You can add new member into system by using the add new member button, or you can do it from this section. You can search to your members from the search member screen. In the item, we have the expired items and the user queue. Let's click the expired items. Tomorrow, I will show you to define the feedback types and the categories. But once we feedback types and the categories, we set there are the duration. I mean, these are the expiration days. We can define also time duration for the expire. What does that mean with the expire? And expired means that they will be popped out here, and they will be showing up in this list here. Let's say if you have an SLA, means the service level agreements. For example, you can say that all the refunds, all the complaining items must be closed in 10 days. And if they are not closed in 10 days, then they will be shown here as an expired item. They will shown under the debt list. You will be able to see the item number, status, customer ID, user, priority level, and the duration list. Because there is no any expired time in the system, this list is empty. And this screen is just for the managers for the tracking purposes of the item to see that if there is a missing or not. But normally this screen must be always empty and you should not see the any item here. And by the way, if any item is expired by the system, it will be shown in that list. And also, again, we have the expired column. Then this expired information will be updated to true, which means that this item is expired. And also you can find and see these items in the expired item list. And also we have the user queue, and we have a date. For example, you can select these dates, and I can select the today's date, example 21. If I click on the filter button, you can see the based on the departments and the based on the, for example, the users or the agents, how many items are assigned to each user, how many items are completed by each user according to the insertion time of the items. For example, in the service improvement unit department and between these date range, test user has replied 2 items, test has agents complete and close 1 item, and also she has 1 item to work on them, and also test 3 has 2 items in progress that needs to be worked on that item. For example, let's go to the call center department. You can see based on the users, agents, and based on the departments, how many items are assigned to each user, and how many items are completed or replied by each users. And of course, this information will be seen in the reporting site, and I will show you that part tomorrow. By the way, this is the last thing I will mention. We have the tools and we have the change password section. I log in into the system with the heated user, but if I want to change my user password, I can do it from by using the tools and the change password section. I just have to write my old passwords. I need to add my new passwords, and after that, I need to verify my new passwords by using this section. After click on the change button, then your passwords will be changed for your user. Actually, for the today's sections, we have completed the all parts. Do you have any questions so far, or is there something that I want me to repeat again? Hello.
Hello.
Do you have any questions so
No.
far? I can try to answer. Okay,
No,
perfect.
no, I have no question, please. Like that, do you have question from side?
No such specific questions. And Sheila, you are working on this module through URL
Mhm.
im-cl stage. Do we require to access VPN as well for this application, or we can use URL?
For the web page, you don't have to make a VPN, but for the security part, I will show you tomorrow. The security part where you make a definition about the feedback type category and also for your user roles. And of course, you need to make a VPN connection for
Okay.
the security part only. And
Okay.
by the way, tomorrow I will mention about the Crane admin sites. We will see the templates, communication templates, escalation email, and the spam definitions. And I will show you the security part, how you can add a new user for your system, I mean the agent, how you can
Okay.
assign them the user role. And we will see the definitions regarding the departments, feedback types, and as well. And lastly, I will show you the our reporting screen. But currently, our reporting team could not complete your reporting screen. I
Okay.
will show you this reporting screen from our another partner, and I will,
Okay.
of course, I will discuss with our reporting team as well. We will try to complete this reporting site, and tomorrow's sessions, I mean, they will not take much of your time. I think we can finish the tomorrow sessions within the 2 hours. That's why I wanted to inform you at the first.
Okay. And when I go through our remote desktop, I couldn't find this CCL file over there, like current packs and these things. Uh, is this not uploaded yet?
You didn't connect to remote desktop, right?
Yeah, when I connect to remote desktop in UAT environment, I couldn't find any file related to customer care layer. I think these are not deployed in remote desktop right now.
Only there will be a shortcut called the Himalaya UAT, and you need to see these shortcuts. And in these shortcuts, we have some files and the folders, and also we have the application inside these shortcuts. You must able to see the only one shortcut when you connect your desktop connection.
Just a second, I'm connecting now, and
maybe you can share your screen and then I can help you.
when I connect to this remote desktop, I can see CS security, Crane SMS, Crane RA, Crane CA, and aircraft definition core.
You need to see the Crane CCL folder or the Crane customer care layer folder. If you cannot see now, I have to inform my colleagues Buse, because she helps to to make the configuration about your remote desktop connection, and then I can discuss with the Buse.
Wait, just I would like to share you my screen.
Mhm.
Screenshot here. Chat. Is this chat active? Yeah. Just a second. No. Otherwise, share the screen.
Instead of the sharing your screen, I think you can take a screenshot and send to me from the chat.
Just a second. I'm sending you.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Did you receive?
No.
I have sent it. Eh, Okay.
Let me open clean security. Can you go to the application? So
Application. Okay.
yeah, and
Oh
there
yeah, there is a CCL.
yeah.
I got it.
Tomorrow we will work from this folder, and all the applications are stored in the Crane CCL folder. I mean the Crane admin part and also the security part.
Mm-hmm.
I will show you these screens tomorrow.
Yeah, this one. I got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, you mark in red. Yes, right. This folder.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And if you want, we can finish today's sessions. If you don't have any questions.
Yeah, we can conclude.
Okay. Thank you for listening for me, and thank you for joining to this meeting. And tomorrow, see you later.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.